Yunnan, a land of contrasts. From its frozen mountains in the north to the tropical monsoon forests of the south. Connected by some of China's great rivers. This southwestern province is also home to the greatest number of animal species in China, where the Yunnan people and the animals have lived in harmony for millennia. To survive in the country's most diverse province, every animal must carve out a niche for itself. From the newest patriarch in a group of one of the world's rarest and highest living monkeys, to an orphan of the country's only remaining population of wild elephants. With all of this diversity, Yunnan is China's wildlife kingdom. China's Yunnan province is home to over half of the country's vertebrate species, found in a diverse variety of habitats, from the tropical forests in its south to the frigid mountains of the north. Bordering the Himalayas is one of the youngest mountain ranges on Earth, the Hengduangs. For the past 8 million years, these towering peaks have separated this region of China from the rest of Asia. Ridges soaring beyond 4,500 meters create a series of parallel valleys. Enormous rivers power their way down the gorges, permanently separating one side of the valley from the other. Perched near the base of the Yunling Mountains is the home of senior ranger Yu Jianhua. It's time for his morning commute into the forest.
40了，按时一直给盯着这个猴子，现在65了。你必须要每天到猴子边上，每天都要必须要到一次就是安心了。
This extreme, isolated terrain is home to one of Yunnan's most unique residents. A species of monkey thought to be extinct for over 80 years. Rediscovered by Chinese scientists in 1979, Yunnan snub-nosed monkeys are one of the rarest and most bizarre-looking primates in the world. Their face lacks a proper nose, which probably evolved to combat extreme cold and frostbite. These monkeys live between 3,000 and 4,500 meters above sea level. The highest living primate in the world. They evolved short limbs, rotund bodies, covered in a very thick coat, a formula that reduces heat loss in sub-zero temperatures. In these mountains, it can remain frozen for 6 months of the year. which offers up another problem for these high-altitude primates. Scant food. But snub-nosed monkeys are one of the most resilient primates on the planet and have adapted a taste for an unsavory food source. A bushy lichen. Half fungus and half algae, this plant-like snack is unpalatable to most mammals. But Yunnan snub-nosed monkeys have evolved a special gut that allows them to survive on the low nutrient content of this unusual fungus. Lichen is very slow growing though, so resources can become scarce. Fortunately, Yu isn't far away when the monkeys need a helping hand. Hidden away in his home, Yu keeps a secret stash of the snub-nosed monkey's favorite food. Like any caring father, he makes sure that his monkeys won't go hungry.
家里孩子一样，每天都跟着他嘛。我们一直给着这个猴子弯曲的那群，给了差不多20多年。钟局长，我们那个亲自去其他没猴子的地方，给他们生过来装在这里，而且随便的补出一点，就这样。给他吹哨子，给他活下来。 愿意参加这个护理员，就他们村里人都进了护理员，我非常满意。刚开始的时候我们3个，现在20几个。
Yu's team of rangers isn't the only group with increasing numbers in these mountains. Yunnan snub-nosed monkeys form large supergroups that consist of many smaller family units. Families are made up of multiple females, their offspring, and a single male. One of the newest alpha males in this supergroup has a surprising handicap: one arm. It is not known how he lost his arm, but despite this handicap, he was able to fight and win a mate. Duan Shao, as he's known, is the lowest-ranking patriarch in the group. One of his male offspring, Liu Zi, has a lot of learning to do if he wants to become a dominant male in Yunnan's most unforgiving environment. To the south of the Hongduan Mountains, conditions are much less extreme. The forests of southern Yunnan experience a warmer tropical climate all year long, fostering an explosion of diversity. Positioned north of the equator, these humid rainforests are a stark difference from the more temperate forests of the Hongduan ranges. Warm air from the south dumps nearly 2.5 meters of rainfall per year. The result is a forest that is home to around 4,000 types of higher plants and over 2,000 species of animals, from the minute to the massive. There's a giant hidden among these trees. Elephants are often associated with African and Indian landscapes, but Asia's largest land mammal also makes its home here. Found nowhere else in China, Yunnan's population of Asian elephants is between 200 and 250 strong, consisting of many family herds. This family has a new addition. All of the family members play an important part in the young one's education. Unlike African elephants, whose herds are led by a single female matriarch, new research suggests that Asian elephants show no definitive hierarchy within a herd. With more abundant resources and fewer predators than the African savanna, Asian elephants lead a more democratic lifestyle, with all members of the family contributing to decision-making. This juvenile couldn't ask for a better learning environment. But not all baby elephants are so lucky. This youngster is an orphan. Shortly after birth, she became ill and was left behind by her herd. Without the nourishment and support of her family, she would not survive. After being abandoned, this baby elephant was adopted by a surrogate family of humans. These elephant dads work at the Asian Elephant Breeding and Rescue Center in Zhishong, Bana. Their goal? Rehabilitate and release injured and orphaned elephants back to the wild.
我叫陈继明，已经来到防疫中心，已经工作8年了，从事的是象爸爸的工作。小象是有一个那个新生儿脐带发炎和那个心律不齐。它象的话，它是一个高智商的动物嘛，它可能如果它带的话，可能它会夭折。他就把那个小象，我们现在的洋妞，把它带到一个农户家的柴房，然后就走了。 怕它长大以后会丧失一些野性，所以说我们象爸爸就要把它每天带到森林进行一个野外驯化。
These elephant dads can't teach young Yu everything, though. In order to learn vital survival skills, like identifying edible plants, she has been paired up with an older orphan. But young Yu's love for her human family appears to be strong. This intense bond may prevent her from returning to the wild, as other released orphans have been known to find their way back to the rescue center.
象爸爸在那里就跟着那个，他比较黏爸爸。喂，鸟，那边去玩去。喂，喂，他也不愿意走，我们待在这里，他就一天的要跟着象爸爸，黏着象爸爸。拜，到那边去玩。
This non-traditional family is vital for young Yu to learn the skills she will need to survive to adulthood. If her recovery is successful, young Yu's future offspring could help bolster the wild elephant population of Yunnan. In the Hengduan Mountains, baby snub-nosed monkeys also require a strong family support network. Female snub-nosed monkeys are pregnant during the frigid winter months, relying on their fat reserves to nourish their growing fetuses. By the time babies are born in spring, new mothers quickly shift their priorities to feeding. they must maintain their energy supplies to feed their rapidly growing babies. But this can be tricky with a newborn baby in tow. The solution is to bring in other members of the family unit to babysit and care for the infant, while mum spends time feeding. At no more than 6 months old, Duan Shao's infant, Lu Zi, needs a lot of attention. But with such a small family, the one-armed monkey is the only available caregiver for his baby. And with Dad distracted, Lu Zi sneaks off for an adventure. Snub-nosed monkeys are deft navigators of the trees, leaping precariously from branch to branch. And if the gap is too big, they cleverly employ physics to give them an extra boost. Duan Shao's baby climbs higher into the trees. But little Lu Zi is playing a dangerous game. He still lacks the experience of the older monkeys, and a fall from this height would be fatal. The higher he climbs, the bigger the gaps become. He must make a leap of faith. Lu Zi is one jump closer to mastering this treetop navigation. To the more tropical south, an ancient tree climber navigates the canopy at a much slower pace. High up in the treetops, one of the most primitive and secretive primates prepares for the hours of darkness. A slow loris. Unable to jump from branch to branch, these nocturnal primates stealthily stalk through the canopy. And true to their names, they are very slow. Stealth, rather than speed, is their niche in the forest here. Integral to this technique are their huge eyes, which contain tapetum lucidum, a special reflector system that allows maximum light to enter the eye, giving amazing night vision to help them scour the dark forests for food. But tonight, this male is searching for something different. He picks up an alluring whiff, the scent of a female, and she's ready to mate. This male is on a mission. But reaching his goal is easier said than done. With no branches in reach, the male descends to the forest floor to find a new route, relying on his keen sense of smell to hone in on the female. Slow lorises have a scent gland on the underside of their elbows. The highly pungent fluid they secrete contains a surprising amount of information. Rubbing the sweat-like substance on trees allows slow lorises to communicate information about sex, age, and even social status. When rubbed over their heads and necks, this foul-tasting fluid also acts as an important predator deterrent. And licking this scent gland makes the slow loris the only venomous primate on Earth, with a toxic bite that can cause anaphylaxis in humans. This suitor is on the right track, but he's got competition. He spots the female, and she's not alone. This slow loris lived up to its name. Another male beat him to it. Fortunately for the loris, the breeding season is year-round. At the Asian Elephant Breeding and Rescue Center, the new dawn is ushered in by the excited cries of Yang Yu. And she is making big improvements.
怡福农家发现一头体质消瘦、体重不达标的一头。刚开始之后喂30毫升左右一天，现在它随着慢慢食量，将近30公斤的奶粉要喂每天，所以它这个食量还是比较惊人的。
With breakfast finished, it's time for some fun.
象的话，它也比较受不了那个热，它就喜欢到河里面，就会把它带到比较浅一点的那个河里进行一个洗澡，水洗和那个沙浴。 沙浴的话，它进行一个沙浴就可以清除它皮肤上的一些寄生虫。撒到身上的话，它就把它到那个树上去蹭嘛。蹭的同时的话，它可以那些寄生虫可以随着那些泥土和仪器。回到河里去。
Young Yu's wild cousins aren't far away, and they've hit the hygiene jackpot. In the middle of the forest, the herd has found a clearing full of dirt and mud. Like Yang Yu, this soil helps keep these elephants' skin fresh and healthy. But without the help of human hands, they must rely on a different appendage to spread the dirt: their trunks. The trunk's extreme dexterity is achieved with 16 muscles, broken down into around 150,000 bundles of muscle fibers. And at the end of their trunk is a finger-like extension that allows them to grasp objects like a human hand. This incredible fifth appendage helps the elephants cover their bodies in dirt. But the herd isn't just here for a mud bath. It's also snack time. With their ice cream scooper-like trunks, the elephants feast on the dirt. It may look unappetizing, but it's thought that the soil replenishes vital nutrients and minerals that are absent from these giants' primarily plant-based diet. To the north of this herd's home, the forest takes on a different shape. Higher elevations and a cooler climate limit the growth of tropical plant species here. Instead, a more temperate coniferous forest sprawls north towards the Hengduan Ranges. Interspersed among these conifers grow thickets of the world's largest grass, bamboo. The bamboo in these forests attracts a specialist bamboo eater, but not the one you would expect. The diminutive red panda. Despite its name and the fact it has a similar diet to China's iconic giant panda, the two are completely unrelated. The word panda in fact means bamboo eater in neighboring Nepal. And true to their names, most of their diet is made up of this fast-growing but poorly nutritious woody grass. To survive on the low nutrient content of bamboo, these little pandas spend up to 12 hours a day feeding. consuming nearly 45% of their body weight in the bamboo's tender leaves and shoots. That's around 20,000 bamboo leaves every day. The red panda has no close relatives and is considered to be a living fossil, a relic from an extinct lineage that died out millions of years ago. But it does have competition for food. Hidden beneath its feet lurks another bamboo competitor. Known as the hoary bamboo rat, this unusual rodent spends most of its life underground, where it excavates an extensive burrow system, some reaching 45 meters long. This network of tunnels gives it direct access to its favorite food. When the rat locates a meal, it disconnects shoots from roots and drags its prize underground, where it can eat in peace. Most of its life is spent alone, but this female has youngsters in tow. Soon, these young rats will disperse to create mazes of their own. Until then, they'll have to follow their mother's rules. Raising successful offspring is every animal's ultimate goal. But before they can care for young, they must win over a mate. Yunnan is home to a very strange bird with one of the most bizarre mating rituals in the world. This colorful critter is right at home here, as Yunnan has the greatest number of bird species in China, from fish eaters to nectar lovers. Birds have managed to fill every niche this region has to offer. But this mysterious bird prefers walking to flying, so it loves the cover of the forest floor. This is no ordinary pheasant. It's a male Temminck's tragopan, and he's not alone. A female Temminck's tragopan. Just what he's been waiting for. He'll need to pull out all the stops to win over his hopeful mate. His plan of attack is the peekaboo game. As the excitement builds, his fleshy horns stiffen. And he inflates his secret weapon, a flamboyant blue and red neck wattle. This vibrant skin reflects more light than feathers and acts as a billboard advertising his suitability. With a final feather flick, the suitor makes his move. But it seems he may have work to do on his routine. South of the tragopan's temperate home, the forest transforms into a tropical paradise. These rainforests are home to one of nature's most dazzling birds that has captured people's imagination for centuries. Peacocks. They are well known for their colorful, elegant feathers, used to mesmerize potential mates. This dramatic courtship dance holds special meaning to the people of this region. Peacocks are a symbol of joy and hope for the local Dai people and have inspired one of their most celebrated dances. According to legend, over 1,000 years ago, the leader of the Dai, Zhaomeli Zheshu, learned how to dance by imitating the courtship behavior of these exuberant birds. Today, this performance is a centerpiece of all Dai festivals. But these celebrations aren't limited to dancing. As Buddhists, the Dai have a reverential love of water, which culminates in massive splashing fights, celebrating the waterways that bring life to their forest home. Water dominates southern Yunnan culture due to the countless rivers and streams that thread their way through here. The shallower, faster-flowing waterways are rich in oxygen, the ideal conditions for a creature with a weird way of breathing. The world's largest amphibian, the Chinese giant salamander. They have remained pretty much unchanged since the days of the dinosaurs and can grow to nearly 2 meters long and weigh almost 50 kilograms. Although these salamanders have lungs, quite bizarrely, they primarily breathe through their skin. A large flap of skin helps oxygen uptake, while special nodes help it detect movement in the water, vital for capturing prey. The water that gives life to this bizarre giant starts its journey far to the north. Near the towering peaks of the Henduans, the frigid temperatures here create perpetual snowcaps and a constant source of water that helps quench 1.6 million square kilometers of Asia. Despite the harsh conditions and gradual loss of habitat in these mountains, this group of Yunnan snub-nosed monkeys is growing.
7、8天就看到一次，就是看不见。现在是差不多480到500左右。一家一家的，我们护理员都是认识他们的名字，哪一个是哪一家，哪一个是哪一家。
Sometimes Yu and his team must learn new faces. Occasionally, monkeys will migrate to a new supergroup. The one-armed male, Duanshao, was this group's newest arrival. Yunnan snub-nosed monkeys are a relatively peaceful species, so acceptance of new members is generally tolerated. But this unspoken peace has its limits. If opposing families get too close for comfort, adult males won't hesitate to show off their strength. Maintaining dominance requires constant attention and unmatched physical strength. In snub-nosed monkey society, practice starts early in life. Without adult supervision, Duanshao's baby, Luzi, is vulnerable. It may seem harsh, but play fighting like this will prepare Luzi for a life as the dominant male in the unforgiving Henduan Mountains. In southern Yunnan, conditions are less harsh, but the forests here do experience disturbances. This forest is under attack. Broken and trampled vegetation mark a path of destruction. But could there be a silver lining to this devastation? In the rainforests of southern Yunnan, a herd of Asian elephants is on the move. To satisfy their hunger, herds cover 50 square kilometers for up to 18 hours a day, constantly feeding. Bamboos and grasses are their favorite foods, but elephants aren't careful eaters. Saplings and leaves of over 100 species of plants help sustain their huge daily 136 kilogram appetite. Strangely, these elephants' careless, destructive eating habits can prove beneficial to the health of their home range. As the herd moves in search of food, it opens up clearings, allowing sunlight to penetrate the forest floor. This allows a greater variety of plant life to thrive here, increasing the biodiversity of their home. These forest clearings attract the attention of another massive mammal, the Asiatic bear. It is smaller than the common brown bear and has a very distinctive V-shaped check mark on its chest. It can be found in all sorts of habitats. But in warm forests such as these, they don't need to hibernate. These bears have a wide diet, ranging from plants to berries and even carrion. But this bear's nose is leading to a sweeter meal. He probes the source of the smell with his nearly 30-centimeter long tongue. It's honey, a discovery that warrants further investigation. Asiatic bears are well adapted to life in the trees, with extremely powerful upper bodies for climbing and hooked claws for grasping onto trunks and branches. But it seems this bear is out of luck. The hive has abandoned this tree. He'll have to keep searching. Fortunately, the excess light in this clearing has fueled the growth of tasty new plants that are much easier to reach. Extra light isn't all the forest needs to survive, though. Many of the plants here rely on animals for fertilization. As the sun sets, one of the forest's most important pollinators is only just starting its day. The slow loris's diet consists primarily of sap. As these primates sniff around trees and leaves, searching for gooey goodness, they unwittingly foster the next generation of these plants. Their vegetarian preference won't keep them from indulging in a protein-packed snack, though. Crickets. The slow loris spies a target. Without the ability to jump, he must stalk his prey through the canopy to get close enough to pounce. It is a game of cat and mouse, undertaken at a snail's pace. His breakfast is just in reach. Now, the trick is knowing when to strike. His timing is spot on. And the cricket buffet is open all night. The new dawn beckons this midnight hunter to bed, but not before one last snack. Other prey isn't as hard to catch. Fortunately for Yunnan snub-nosed monkeys, lichen can't run away. But competition for food between rival families is high. despite the efforts of the rangers to feed them in fallow times. But senior ranger Yu Xinhua's dedication to his extended family has not faltered.
全都是一样喜欢，我们家里面人一样，小孩，家里面媳妇啊一样啊，大大小小的喜欢。奠基是这个珍贵的动物，这个猴子是我们人类的祖先啊。
But even Yu's best efforts can't protect the monkeys from each other. Yunnan snub-nosed monkeys have one of the largest home ranges of any primate, as much as 50 square kilometers. Despite all of this space, tensions between families can grow, especially while feeding. As a low-ranking male, Duan Shao's family is more vulnerable to intrusion by rival monkeys. He must be on constant alert to maintain his status and access to food. On the fringes of Duan Shao's feeding area are unwanted guests. A higher-ranking male with multiple females. These monkeys are going to provoke a reaction. Fights between adult males could lead to death. But doing nothing puts Duan Shao's rank at risk. And if he loses, his baby Lu Zi could be killed by the opposing male. The one-armed male goes on the offensive. And it pays off. Duan Shao has secured his rank and his family's access to lichen for now, bringing Lu Zi one step closer to adulthood. To the south, a very different primate has a much smaller home range, confined to tiny pockets of high-elevation rainforest. In the forests of Wuliangshan, scientist Ning Wanhe is studying a rare and elusive gibbon.
在野外追成员也已经追了有个4年多，快5年的时间了。说在整个过程，其实虽说时间挺长的，但是整个就是西关长边这边进行野外行为生态的研究，还是有很多需要探讨。
In order to gain a better understanding of these mysterious primates, Dr. Ning must record every minute detail of their behavior and habitat. But finding his study subjects is no easy feat.
那一种说法就是叫蜂猴，就是来无影去无踪的那种。鳞冠层比较密嘛，树叶的遮挡，你就很难说看到很清晰的一整只长眉猿的一个轮廓在那个地方，可能找了半天，可能已经错过了，很难观察到它。
Fortunately, Dr. Ning has a backup plan.
他们这个地方我们平时就追猴子方便嘛，他们取的那个名字叫十字路口这地方。
And today, the crossroad delivers. The dawn here is ushered in by haunting cries. The harmonizers are black-crested gibbons. These gibbons are now a very rare and endangered species in China. Growing to roughly 50 centimeters tall, the sexes vary only in color. Males are almost entirely black, and females are a golden color with a black streak on the head. Families have a very limited home range, living in small areas of the canopy where they can access their preferred food, figs. But with the fruiting season behind them, it's slim pickings. Gibbons swing through the canopy in their search for food, reaching speeds of up to 54 kilometers per hour. This female isn't just foraging for herself. Her baby is still reliant on her milk. Clinging to her allows the youngster to continuously feed while mum searches for food. But this doesn't stop it from having a playful romp through the trees. Hidden beneath the canopy, the elephant herd moves at a much slower pace. The abundance of food here means less competition for resources and more time for socializing. Water holes aren't just for bathing and drinking. Blowing bubbles helps clean the elephant's trunk, but it's also a fun game of sorts. Play like this helps young elephants hone their motor skills and develop more adult behavior. At the Asian Elephant Breeding and Rescue Center, Young New's play is more unorthodox.
因为这个小象的话，它天性就比较活泼那种，它的性格是跟小孩，我们自己家的小孩是一样的。它对各种事物和对这各种那个新鲜的东西，它都比较好奇。比如说，给它一个球啊，或者给它一个什么我们玩的那种玩具，它都比较好奇，就是都想去摸一摸，去碰一碰。它的那个球是最爱的一个。 球的话，你一般人是抢不到的。只要你过去，它就用它的大大的屁股把你遮住，它不让你把它的球给抢走。
Young New has come a long way from that day she was found in the farmer's shed. And thanks to the efforts of Chen and the other elephant dads, her future is assured. Her strong bond with her human family may prevent young New from being released to the wild. But with luck, someday her offspring will return to the forest to strengthen the wild elephant population in Yunnan. The province of Yunnan is the most diverse region in China. A place where a huge variety of animals have found a niche in contrasting forests, from the temperate to the tropical. It is truly a wildlife kingdom.